Hey, good Monday morning, everyone. We've got a snowstorm heading our way this week, and so I wanted to record a special video to kind of give you a morning heads up before I update things again this afternoon. You know, last time I worked on Friday, which seems like about 2 weeks ago, as you may have seen on social media, my wife and I moved over the weekend, and so it's been kind of a long couple of days. But last time I worked on Friday, this was a non-event for us. But the models certainly changed their tune over the course of the weekend and decided to bring the storm far enough to the west that we are firmly in the snow zone now starting tomorrow. Here's what's going on today. We've got a weak system out here across the Midwest. It's producing some light snow showers and flurries in Iowa, parts of Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan. This will swing through here very late today and into tonight. There may be a fresh coating of snow out of this tonight, but that's not the main event. The main event is what's actually down to the south. This low pressure system that's moving through Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. As we speak, it's producing some icy weather, freezing rain and sleet in parts of Arkansas. An ugly, ugly Monday morning there. This is going to make the turn and come up the Appalachians tonight and heading into tomorrow. It's going to take a track that is favorable for us to get snow, accumulating snow here in northeast Ohio and western PA. A track farther to the east, like we kind of thought would happen last week, may just be too far east to bring us a big accumulation. A track too far to the west, and warm air would be drawn up into the storm, and we would probably see mixed precipitation or rain. But the track up through the Appalachians is, pretty much perfect for us to get a healthy dumping of the snow. So that's now what we expect to have happen. In the meantime, there's plenty of cold air for this storm to feast on. Take a look at these temperatures here. A little before 9 o'clock this morning, we're well down into the teens this morning. I had a low here at my house in Boardman of 11 degrees this morning. Yesterday was our coldest November day since late November of 1976. It had been 37 years since we'd had a day like yesterday here in the Youngstown area. All right, so let's talk about what's going to happen as we go into the future here. I'm going to show you several different models, and it'll kind of clue you in as to why it's so difficult sometimes to forecast snow, because while this is starting tomorrow, some of the modeling still has some disagreements with each other. It's not a slam dunk as far as the actual accumulations will be. I'll get my head out of the way here so you can see this map, and I'm going to show you is the European computer models track. Here's the end of the day today and into tonight. Low pressure at this point in the wee hours of tomorrow morning is down here. Our little light snow or just flurries pushing through during the middle of the night tonight. And again, there could be a coating with that. But the main shows tomorrow by 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Our low pressure system is still down here, but notice all the moisture riding up the Appalachians. And I do think it'll start snowing lightly again around midday on Tuesday in most of the Mahoning and Shenango valleys. Now, as the kids go home from school tomorrow afternoon, and maybe as you head home from work at 4 or 5 tomorrow afternoon, some roads could start to be getting a little bit slick, especially by 4 or 5. By 2:33, probably not so much, but by 4 or 5, the snow is going to be coming down at a steadier and steadier clip, and things could turn a little bit nasty on the roads by sunset on Tuesday. And maybe even a few places have already gotten an inch or two of snow by sunset Tuesday evening. The heaviest of the snow looks to fall after sunset and into the wee hours of Wednesday morning. So here's 7 p.m. tomorrow evening with our darker colors, heavier precipitation pushing in from the south. And so I think the meat of this storm is going to be, say, between 6 p.m. and about, say, 2 or 3 in the morning on Wednesday. That's that 7 or 8 hour time period that the snow will really be coming down quite heavy in much of the region. Now by daybreak on Wednesday, here we are at let's back this up to 7 a.m. on Wednesday. I think from west to east at this point, we're going to see the snow starting to taper off. So look for slow improvement after sunrise on Wednesday. Worst of the storm again about 6 or 7 Tuesday evening through about 3 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, and then by daybreak the snow continues to let up as our low pressure system moves away and up the coast. Now after that, we'll see some leftover flurries and snow showers. There'll be some residual lake effect to deal with. Wednesday night into Thursday, there could be some additional accumulations in the traditionally favored lake effect areas. Wednesday night into Thursday, as usual, the most likely culprits will be up in Trumbull County and Mercer County to pick up additional lake effect snow. Now, all right, how much snow is going to fall? Here's where things become a little bit difficult as far as the modeling. They're in good enough agreement that we're going to put out a forecast range that we feel pretty good about, but there's enough disagreement that you could see it going either way, towards the high end of our range or the low end of our range. I think generally speaking, what we're looking at in most of the WFMJ viewing area is somewhere between 4 and 8 inches. Now, could some places get 9 or 10 if some scenarios work out? Yeah. Could some places get less than 4 if a certain scenario works out? Yeah, that's possible too, especially off to the west of Youngstown, out towards Portage County and into extreme western parts of Mahoning, Columbiana, Trumbull. I could see that situation working out too. But let's focus on what we're pretty confident about. Here's the NAM models accumulation forecasts. The chart or the guide is on the right. I'll get my head out of the way again. Once you see the purples, that means we got 6 inches or more predicted here. And this is pretty much from Route 11 on eastward into parts of western Pennsylvania, including Mercer County and Lawrence County. So that's the NAM idea, 6 inches or more, Route 11 on east. West of Route 11, we're probably somewhere in the 3 to 6 range, according to the NAM model. Here's the European model, which is our most excitable model as far as accumulations go. This has a swath of 10, 11, even 12 inches that includes Mercer County, Lawrence County, and even the eastern part of Mahoning and Columbiana counties. Again, this is where we're talking 10 inches or more, according to the European model. So that's on the extreme high end of things. Here's the Canadian model. Unfortunately, we can't zoom in as far on the Canadian model, but it somewhat agrees with the European in that we start to see these pinks showing up near the Ohio-Pennsylvania border, which means we're getting up in that 9, 10, 11 inch range. So the European and the Canadian are definitely on the snow train. Here's the GFS model, though, which is our kind of least excitable model as far as accumulations go. Notice there's no pinks on here. In fact, the only purple, which means 6 inches or more, is a little bit closer to the northern suburbs of Pittsburgh and maybe eclipse parts of Lawrence County. But according to the GFS, everyone gets generally under 6 inches in the WFMJ viewing area. So that's the way the models are playing out graphically. Here's the ensemble forecast model, which if you are new to these videos, basically you take a computer model, you tweak the initial conditions a little bit, you tweak the temperature, the humidity, the pressure, et cetera, and then you run it several times. Each run has slightly different initial conditions, and therefore the end result of the model slightly different each time. Each line represents an individual run of this model, and then the dark line, this black line that runs like this, that's the average of all of these runs of this model. That's the line we're going to pay most attention to, and it gives the Youngstown Warren Airport pretty close to 7 inches of snow. That's the average. There are some runs that are well above that. The extreme high end, 15 inches. The extreme low end, almost nothing. So, we kind of disregard the extremes, focus on the average, and we're talking about 7 inches. So we're going to go out with a forecast today, I think, that says something to the effect of 4 to 8 inches. That unless something changes between now and when I go on the air later this evening, that's kind of what you can expect us to say. That is subject to change, though, depending on the latest information. But for now, plan on enough snow to cause inconveniences, travel headaches, enough to shovel and plow. This is coming mostly Tuesday night, with the worst of the weather being after sunset Tuesday and before daybreak on Wednesday. And Wednesday is a very big travel day, of course, the day before Thanksgiving. The weather's going to quiet down on Wednesday, but expect lots of residual problems because this storm will have a big impact on the East Coast as well. So if you are flying anywhere Wednesday, plan on some slowdowns, I think. Well, that's a special edition of our Weather for Weather Geeks video this morning. Thanks for sticking with me. You can expect an updated version of this afternoon. I'll have posts throughout the day, and you can check out my forecast tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11.